Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to talk about Cantarella. She just released and she is awesome. Look at her, she's beautiful and she's really fun to play. She works with a lot of teams and yeah, overall she's a great character. She's not game breaking like a Shorekeeper or something. I think if you don't have Shorekeeper, you should probably save and pull Shorekeeper over Cantarella. But if you like her design, she's still really good, so she's never going to be a bad pull. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you how to build her, how to play her, best rotations, best teams, and yeah, let's get into it. First, don't forget to subscribe and like the video to help the channel grow. I would really appreciate. So first, Cantarella is a Havoc character. She deals Havoc damage. She's an off-field sub-DPS that can also heal. So you can replace your healer in the team with Cantarella to get some healing. But she won't buff as much as a Shorekeeper or as a Verena. But she can still work in a lot of different teams and provide decent damage and some good healing. Now, in terms of weapons, for Cantarella, her best in slot is going to be her signature weapon, of course. All her kits synergize very well with the weapon. The weapon can be used on other characters if you get it without getting Cantarella, but overall, she's really the one that's going to use it the best. And then for the rest of the 5-star options, you will have Zheja weapon, Yinlin weapon, and the standard weapon. Zheja weapon is still going to be pretty good. Even if you can't get full stacks on the passive, you will get a ton of crit damage, you get attack bonus, and still a little bit of basic attack damage bonus, which is very good for Cantarella because most of her damage is going to be basic attack. The Yinlin weapon is also very good. 36 crit rate is insane, lets you go crit damage main stat on the forecast, and gives you damage bonus, gives you attack bonus, so very good. And then finally, last 5-star option that is going to be very good is going to be the standard weapon. Honestly, really solid on her. Gives a ton of attack, gives some energy recharge, which is pretty nice for her. She will need a decent amount of energy, and gives some basic attack damage bonus, which is perfect for her kid. So I wouldn't recommend pulling her signature necessarily unless you really like her. The standard is really good, and if you already have Zheja or Yinlin, it's also pretty good. Yinlin is going to be the best option after her signature, but as I said, Zheja or standard really good. And then for the 4 stars option, you will have Fusion Aggression, gives attack, gives resonance energy, and attack percent bonus. And then the free options that we get during the story and then you can also craft later on is going to be Call of the Abyss. Gives energy regen, gives healing bonus, so overall not too bad. But yeah, if you have the standard weapon, honestly, it's going to be your best free-to-play option. In terms of set and echoes, you will want the new Havoc set most likely if you play her with Camellia or with Rocha, but this set realistically is only good with the full Havoc team. With another team, you will prefer either Moonlit Clouds or you will prefer Empyrean Anthem. This one gives coordinated attack damage and energy, so this is perfect for her. She deals a lot of coordinated attack damage, and also it buffs your on-field resonator, so this is pretty good. And same for the Moonlit Clouds, it gives some energy regen and it gives some damage, some attack percent bonus to the incoming resonator. So this is going to be more like flexible set between Moonlit and Empyrean. Those two sets are going to be the ones that you want on her if you play her in like a lot of different teams. But if you only play her with Camellia Rocha, then the Midnight Veil is going to be the best option. In terms of stats, on the main stat, you will want crit rate or crit damage on the forecast, of course. Depends what weapon you use. If you use her signature, you will most likely want more crit rate. But if you use, let's say, Yinlin's weapon, you will probably like crit damage to not get too much crit rate because she already ascends with crit rate. On the 3 costs, Havoc damage main stat or attack percent is going to be pretty similar like most characters. Just go with the ones you have the best stats. It can be attack percent on one and Havoc on the other. It can be double Havoc, it can be double attack. Realistically, it's not really a massive difference, so just go with the one you have the best stats. And on the 1 cost, you will want attack percent. On the substats, attack percent is going to be good. Basic attack is going to be really good. Most of her damage is going to be basic attack on basically all her kit. And as usual, crit rate, crit damage as much as you can. And finally, if you can get a little bit of energy regen, it's going to be pretty nice. She needs a little bit. So let's say you're using this set, it doesn't give energy regen on the two-piece. So if you can get like 130, 140 energy regen on your Cantarella, even more is better to be more comfortable. But at least 130, 140 to be a bit more comfortable, you're going to be good. In terms of talents priority, you will want to level up the Liberation and the Forte circuit first. Most of her damage will come from the Liberation and from the scaling of her Forte. The Resonance skill also is pretty nice, deals pretty good damage, honestly, pretty solid scaling. So definitely not, don't leave it at level 1, but it's not the priority. Like focus on Liberation and Forte first, and then skill after that. Normal attack is also not bad, but yeah. Liberation, Forte, skill, and you can do normal attack intro a little bit later. It's not a priority. In terms of Resonance Chain, the S1 is going to be very, very good. Most of our kit will deal 50% more damage and increases the interruption resistance when doing her ability. So it's pretty good. Also, you gain more stacks on her Forte, which is going to make your rotation much faster. So S1 very good. S2 is pretty nice, gives a bit more damage during her rotation. It's not crazy, but it's a little chunk of damage. I'm going to explain her kit a little bit later after the constellation and the team for the rotation, but basically S2 is good. It's not game breaking. If you get S1, it's already pretty nice. S2 is okay. S3, on the other hand, is massive. 370% increased damage on the Liberation. It's huge. And also, after you use your Liberation, you will enter a special state that is basically what her kit revolves around, which makes it so you don't have to do other things to enter the state, which is going to be much, much better. After that, S4 gives a bit of healing bonus, not really game-breaking. S5 gives a bit more damage on the Liberation as well, basically a few more coordinated attacks. And then S6, massive damage increase, basically. As usual, I never recommend to go like all the way in on Wuwa characters, but yeah, I mean, S6, like all characters, is really, really good. But a good stopping point for Cantarella if you want some copies, stop licking. S1 really good, S3 really, really good. Now, in terms of teams, one of her best teams, if not her best team, is going to be Camellia Rocha. She synergized super well with this team. Her outro skill gives Havoc damage bonus and skill damage bonus. So at the moment, we don't have a Havoc character that deals both, but she still gives Havoc damage bonus 20%. So for Rocha, basically you can start with Cantarella, go into Rocha, and then Rocha gives basic attack to Camellia. So pretty good synergy overall, especially if you're using the new Havoc set as well. And yeah, that's a cool team as well. So this one, I think, is the best option at the moment. But she gives skill damage and she gives Havoc damage. So she can still synergize with other characters. If you're a Havoc Rover enjoyer, if you're a Dungeon main, you can definitely play Cantarella with them. And then as she gives also skill damage bonus, you can definitely play her with Carlota. So let's say like Carlota, Cantarella, Rocha, or Carlota, Cantarella, anything else, like a healer. It can be Shorekeeper, it can be another like sub DPS like Yinlin or something, or Zheja, or whatever. She gives skill damage, so she can buff your Carlota. If you have Zheja is going to be the best option for Carlota more than Cantarella, but yeah, it still works. They still work together. And with skill damage, you can buff your Changli, you can buff your Jinxie, so she is pretty flexible overall, and she has solid damage off-field and on-field during her rotation, so pretty nice. And then finally, of course, if you don't have Rocha, you can still do something like that with Shorekeeper or with Verena. You already have a healer with Cantarella, but her healing is not really the main part of her kit. And Shorekeeper is going to give a ton of buffs. Same for Verena, so you can do a hyper carry Camellia like that if you don't have Rocha, or if you want to switch around and stop using Sanhua for some reason. Like, you have a different amount of options, and she's pretty flexible. What the heck happened here? Text not found entity? What the heck? Okay, so now I will explain her kit and how to play the rotation basically. So I'm in the trial right now. As you can see, they're using Camellia Rocha as well. So her normal attacks deal normal attack, very simple, just up. And then when you do the third normal attack, you will gain a stack of Forte. I will explain what the Forte does in a bit. Her skill deals a bit of damage and also gives you a stack on her Forte. You just press skill, deals some damage, gives you one stack of Forte circuit. Very important for the full rotation and for her kit. And after that, her Forte circuit, basically what happens with her Forte is that when you press charge attack, you will enter a special stance. And in this special stance, you will deal different type of damage. And after 3 instances of damage, you will be able to activate a special skill that will apply a different state to the enemy, slows them down, and deal a bit more damage. And once you're done with that, you will want to swap from Cantarella. So here you see, when I press charge attack, I enter this state here. And every time I deal normal attack, I will heal my team. I will gain a different type of stack. And once I have 3 different type of stacks that you will see when once I hit enemies, I will be able to deal a bit more damage, and after that you want to swap out basically. Finally, her liberation deals a big amount of damage. It gives you 3 stacks of Forte, so very important to stack her Forte as fast as possible, and deals upfield damage afterwards up to 21 times. And all this damage is considered basic attack damage, all right? So that's why basic attack substats are pretty important for her. And that's why also, even if you don't have Camellia, if you have Rocha, or if you mess up your rotation with this team, and let's say you give the buff from Rocha to Cantarella, she can still get the buff, or you can play Sanwa with Cantarella. Like, she can benefit from different characters, and she's still pretty nice. So here you see, I do 3 normal attacks and I get 1 stack. If I do my skill, I get 1 stack. I press my charge attack. If I hit the enemies 3 times, I will get my special skill. When I apply my special skill, it will slow down the enemy. As you can see, they're very slow right now. They have like bubble. And to be able to do this special skill, you will need to have at least 4 stacks on your Cantarella, because you need to do 3 times. But if you lose all your stacks, you will not be able to use your special skill. So let's say here I have 5 stacks, you see. I do my charge attack for my special stance. If I hit 1, I had stacks from before, so that's why. But every time I do a normal attack, I lose a stack and I heal my team. And then my special skill deals a ton of damage. Now, if I use my liberation here, I will gain 3 stacks instantly. I'm full stacks, and then I can change my stance. I got bonked. I can change my stance and then start doing my abilities. You can use your skill as well in this. And that's basically it. Okay, so for the full rotation on Cantarella, you're basically going to start by using her. Especially in this Havoc team, you will start with her. You use your liberation. Stack up the Concerto, stack up the Forte. Oh my god, I'm playing like shit. Go into your enhanced state. Get your special stacks. Use your special skill. Go into Rocha. Get your Rocha Concerto as well. Do the normal Rocha rotation, which is intro, normal attack, triple plunge, liberation. Go into Camellia. My Camellia is S2, so don't mind the damage. And then after Camellia, you go back to Cantarella. And then you basically do a very similar rotation on Cantarella as Rocha. You do normal attack, liberation. You get your 5 stacks. Skill, charge attack, enhanced skill, echo, and then you go back to Rocha, and then the rotation is pretty smooth. I hope you understood it, because I played like shit. And yeah, that was pretty quick rotation, honestly. I got bonked, but
Don't run.
of course you can be faster if you do very quick swap. Some people can be very quick, but I showed you basically the basic rotation when everything flows normally. I'll just show you the rotation with this team, for example. So in this one, you will most likely want to start with Shorekeeper because Shorekeeper always has to be the first, basically, in this when she's in the team. I mean, when you play the character, because you want to do outro Shorekeeper. You want to do 2 intro skill after Shorekeeper Liberation to get the full buff. So Shorekeeper always has to be first. I almost didn't dodge. So you stack your Shorekeeper Concerto, stack your... And stack your Concerto, swap into Cantarella, normal attack, Liberation, and then you have full stacks on your Forte. So after that, you charge attack, skill, get your enhanced skill, do a few normal attacks, echo into Carlota or whoever you're using. And then use your liberation on Carlota. I mean, of course, you get your Forte with Carlota, do your charge attack. I forgot you need to start, if you play with Carlota, you need to start your rotation with Carlota's skill, always. You can look at my Carlota rotation guide. And then after that, it's pretty straightforward. You just repeat your rotation. And as you can see, I'm only running 120 energy on my... I'm only running 120 energy on my Cantarella, and it's enough. So... I need a bit more energy on Carlota though, because Jaja gives a bit more. But yeah, that was pretty smooth. So honestly, she's pretty fun to play. Cool rotations. Her animations are really nice. Overall, pretty good character. And she might be even better in the future once we get a Havoc DPS that scales with... that deals mostly skill damage. So look at her animations. What is this? Anyways, I hope you like her. I hope this guide was helpful. Let me know if you have any more questions. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video if you can, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.